If you look back at Jackson State's prior season and their 4 losses, the number one problem was bad special teams. And with that bad special teams, gave opposing teams great field position. With a new coaching hire, a respected coach, a Jackson State legend, I'm going to tell you how that fix is going to change the trajectory of Jackson State's season. Buckle up, family. I got a lot to say about this. Let's go. What's good, everyone? This is RawTruth Media, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. Please like and share this video throughout all social media platforms. Now, for those who are listening, for those who watched Jackson State last season, all of their wins, I'm not going to say pretty much all of their wins were affected by bad special teams, horrible field position. There's so many examples. The FAMU game, almost 400 total yards of special team return yardage. And it may not be 400, but it was close enough. It seemed like every game, it would start off with bad field position in the 50-yard line, 40-plus yard line. The great thing is, don't be alarmed, Javancy Jones, former player of Jackson State, played from the 2013 year to 2017, won a bunch of awards, being a defensive ace. He knows defense. Successful high school coach. This was an exciting hire for TC Taylor, a smart hire, because I believe he will bring the fun into special teams. A wise coach once said, to have an effective special teams, you got to have a special unit. And this is what you got to have in special teams. You got to find a way to use your aggressiveness and implement it in your schemes. Find a way to use your aggressiveness and implement them in your schemes. Sometimes you have to use your most athletic, skillful players who gets a lot of snaps. Sometimes the players that usually don't play special teams but are elite athletes, maybe they give it a try and they can help the team out. Let me give you this example. Remember when Ohio State under Urban Meyer won that championship? They beat Oregon in the first playoff setting. That was in 2014. I remember Urban Meyer pointed out that he told his star players, if you want to play on his team, you had to play special teams. You had to excel in special teams, and that NFL teams are looking for players that can play special teams, because not everybody's going to be a star in the NFL, and you had to find your niche on the football field. But this is what I want to see from a Javancy Jones coach team. I want to see the number one important part, maintain field position. When they do a kickoff, I'm telling the team, we cannot afford to have opposing teams start at the 35 or more. I would say back them up at 20, but it's really tough to have an elite special team. So I'm going to be modest. No further than 35 yards. And shoot, he's probably telling them that right now. Another thing. One thing I noticed is in Jackson State's kickoffs last season, Again, everything I'm saying, I'm sure they showing it on the film. I didn't see enough players get low. When you get low and know how to use your hands low on kickoff, you can avoid certain blocks, crackbacks, etc. For all my coaches who are listening, you know what I'm talking about. Low man wins. This is football fundamentals. Low man wins. And I could picture Coach Jones doing that. Having his team go low on kickoff, and it's the same method you use on punt block. What do they say on punt block? Get your hands low, get your feet low, lower center of gravity. That term, low man wins, is a football term. If Jackson State just used the fundamentals of special teams, those 4 losses you saw last year would not happen again. Remember, I watched the Texas State game. I actually went to the Texas State game in San Marcos. Jackson State put up 40-plus points and still lost. When you put 40-plus points, you're not supposed to lose a game. Everybody's looking at Texas State scoring 80-plus points, but failed to mention that most of the game, they're starting at the 50-yard line. It's in their territory most times. Long return yards the whole game. I was at the game. So controlling the field position can make and break this team from winning the SWAC and winning the whole thing. Now, even though I said your best athletes have to play special teams, to an extent, it has to be your best athletes who are unselfish. Playing special teams takes heart, eye discipline, hand-eye coordination, your balance, and communication. You cannot have a sour egg on your bunch in the special teams unit. So hopefully the stars will show up on special teams. I think they will listen to Coach Jones. Listening to his interviews, he sounds like a good brother, a knowledgeable brother, and he's a winner. He's won at every level, and he's going to have that special teams unit prim and proper. They're going to hit like, I'm telling you right now, Coach Jones is going to have this team hitting like a mug. You know me, I try to not to cuss, but let me digress. I get it, special teams is not the glamorous thing of football, but it's what starts football. Before you can start offense, it starts with special teams. Before you can start defense, it starts with special teams, and it ends with special teams. Champions have been named because of special teams. Game-winning kickoffs, game-winning kick returns, block kicks, a long return to get them to field goal range. You see what I did there? It all cycles of special teams. And if you're a Jackson State player in that locker room and you have dreams and aspirations to make the NFL, look at all the players in the NFL. Look at all the rosters. And look where they're listed besides their positional depth charts. Special teams, gunner, kickoff, kick return, punt block. The list goes on. If you have aspirations to make the NFL, and you're in that Jackson State locker room, and they're probably doing this already, by the way. I know they're doing it already. They're listening to Coach Jones' every word. If you're a Jackson State fan, you're going to be proud of how this team comes out on special teams, because there were 4 losses that were caused by it. If if that gets fixed, man, it's going to be a night and day difference. I cannot lie to you, family. I can't lie to you. So that was part 2 of Jackson State's blueprint to having a successful season. Check out part 3. I'm going to have it as a surprise. I'm going to wait until I come up with something, look at film, look at just what is another thing, because I don't want to just be talking about something to talk about something. I think in this video, I explain the details of special teams, hand placement, getting low leverage. Maybe it's tight ends. I'm going to do some more research for part 3. But tell me what you think of this video. I'm going to be very honest. Making these type of videos is very fun. And I hope everyone that's listening is having a blessed day. And I'm out. God bless.